game matters and every game counts, and we'll be watching every game going forward for the final 2 weeks of the NFL's regular season. All right, two good finishes. Overtime game winner there. Last-second victory for Pittsburgh over New England. And that'll wrap it up for us on NFL Red Zone. Now, the touchdown montage is coming up in just a moment. We will get to that in a second after we show you the top 5 Prime plays of the day, presented by Amazon Prime. Play number 5 from that Bears-Packers rivalry, the 198th meeting between these two teams today, including playoffs. Aaron Rodgers sacked by Khalil Mack. Mack had 2.5 sacks, including just the back sack, you might call this one. No one can seem to stop this guy this season, and they couldn't stop them for a division championship because the Bears have that in their back pocket. Redskins and Jags, they punted away to D.D. Westbrook. Fields it around the 26-yard line, gets a block at the edge, finds the wall up the right sideline, and then it's just pure speed and one last cut. Touchdown for 74 yards. The Jags took the lead, but Washington had a second-half comeback and beat Jacksonville. Dolphins and Vikings, pick 6. Minkah Fitzpatrick. Kirk Cousins was going for Stephon Diggs, but Fitzpatrick diagnosed the play immediately. Take one more look at it here. Jumps the route. He's gone the other way, 50 yards on the pick 6. But Minnesota came back in the second half and really put it to Miami. Convincing win for the Vikings. Play number 2 actually is the same game. Kalen Ballage, the running back for the Dolphins, bursts into the secondary. He go 75 yards on that one. Almost hit 22 miles an hour. That is moving for the young running back. But as I said, Minnesota ended up winning that game at home in Minneapolis. 41-17 the final. And play number 1, back to the Bears. Division championship win. Tariq Cohen, 12-yard catch and run from Mitch Trubisky, taken into the house. One more look at it. And the Bears, division champions for the first time in 8 seasons. And have a home win over the Packers in first time in 8 years too as well. That was pretty surprising there. Okay, touchdown montage coming, but time for us to sign off here. Once we are done, flip over to NFL Network. NFL Game Day Highlights is currently in progress. We will show you that in just a second after we show you the AFC and NFC playoff pictures. The division leaders, everyone stays the same, believe it or not. Houston won on Saturday, and they jumped into the 2 seed, and they stay there because of the Patriots' loss. So Houston probably celebrating a bit tonight. They now control the path to get a bye in the first round of the playoffs. Kansas City stays as the 1 seed. Pittsburgh remains as the 4. You've got the Chargers, who won yesterday as well, or won on Thursday, I should say, and the Baltimore Ravens, who get a victory today. But those 7 and 6 teams, 3 of the 4 of them won today. Baltimore, Indianapolis, and Tennessee. So we play on into Week 16 to find out who can clinch that playoff spot in the wild card in the AFC. Over in the NFC, no change here either. We have the Saints, who are playing on Monday Night Football. The Rams as the 2 seed playing on Sunday Night Football in just a little bit. The Bears clinch the division title today. Dallas loses in surprising fashion. The shutout loss to Indy, but the Cowboys had a 2-game lead in the division, so they still stay in first in the NFC East. Wildcard teams remain the same. Seattle, even after the loss, and Minnesota after their win, still the 5 seed and 6 seed respectively in the NFC. Okay, so as I said, NFL Game Day Highlights getting going on NFL Network in about 3 minutes. They'll get you caught up on anything that you may have missed, although if you watched us all day, you didn't miss anything, right? NFL Game Day Prime is on at 11:30 tonight, wrapping up Week 15 and Sunday's action. Saturday, another doubleheader on NFL Network. Week 16 kicks off on NFL Network. Washington at Tennessee, and the Chargers host the Ravens. That one, heavy playoff implications there between Baltimore and Los Angeles. 4:30 is the Titans game, 8:30 Eastern, Chargers and Ravens only on NFL Network. The touchdown board looks like this. 43 light scoring day. In fact, a lot of you on social media complaining about how some of the star players on your fantasy teams today did not necessarily produce the way they have in the previous 14 weeks. Well, hope you did well in the semis if you were able to get there. We'll show you each one of those touchdowns here in just a moment. In fact, right about now, for all the hardworking men and women here in the studio and in the control room, our producers, Alan Flowers, Ryan Young, Brian Nettles, our director, Jamie Hansen. I'm Scott Hansen saying thanks so much for watching. We leave you with one more look at every touchdown from every game presented by Amazon Prime. Good night. See you next week.